Welcome back, future lifesavers. Last time, we left Zeke and Anya at the hospital after successfully managing a cardiac arrest. Today, we're diving into the nitty-gritty of EMS operations. Let's tune in and see what challenges our dynamic duo faces next.
This is Captain Dave, coming at you on First Responder Radio. We're about to get a masterclass in EMS operations from our seasoned pros. There's lots of information, so listen up, folks.
All right, Zeke. Great job on that last call. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture of EMS operations. What are our main responsibilities?
Well, we've got to coordinate resources, communicate with healthcare facilities, and stick to protocols and guidelines. It's like being the conductor of a very high-stakes orchestra.
Good analogy. Now, what's the first thing we do when arriving on scene?
Assess scene safety for ourselves and others. Can't help anyone if we become patients ourselves.
Exactly. And what do we use to protect ourselves?
PPE, otherwise known as personal protective equipment. Gloves, helmets, gowns, and masks become our superhero suits against infectious materials, hazardous substances, and physical injuries.
Speaking of protection, let's talk about proper patient handling. Why is it so important?
To prevent injuries to both the patient and us. No one wants a back injury from improper lifting.
Right. What tools do we use for patient handling?
Stretchers, backboards, and we use ergonomic practices. It's all about working smarter, not harder.
Good. Now, before we transport a patient, what should we do?
Ensure proper lifting methods and use appropriate equipment. Safety first, always.
Excellent. Now, let's talk about safe ambulance operations. What's required?
Knowledge of vehicle safety, driving protocols, and regular equipment checks. Got to keep our mobile office in top shape.
Perfect. Now, imagine we're called to a large-scale emergency. What's our role?
We need to be well prepared and coordinate efforts across multiple agencies. It's like a massive team project, but with lives on the line.
And what system do we use in disaster response?
The Incident Command System, or ICS. It's our playbook for managing chaos.
Speaking of managing information, what are the key components of effective communication in EMS?
Recording patient information, treatment provided, and the patient's condition upon transfer of care. We're like medical journalists documenting everything.
And why is accurate documentation so important?
It ensures continuity of care and is essential for legal and medical records. Our paperwork could save lives or save our jobs.
Now let's talk about operational safety and risk management. What does that involve?
Identifying potential hazards and implementing risk mitigation strategies. We're like safety detectives, always on the lookout for danger.
Good. What activities are included in safety protocols?
Handling hazardous materials and using lifting equipment correctly. It's all about keeping everyone safe, including ourselves.
And why do we do regular safety drills?
To practice and prepare for real emergencies, ensuring everyone knows their role. It's like rehearsing for the world's most important play.
Wow, folks. Zeke and Anya are really breaking down the essentials of EMS operations. But wait, it looks like they're getting a call. Let's listen in.
Ambulance 26 respond to a multi-vehicle collision on Highway 101. Multiple injuries reported. Possible hazardous materials involved.
You heard it, Zeke. Let's roll. What's our first step?
Conduct a thorough hazard assessment and work collaboratively with other emergency responders. Scene safety is our top priority.
Exactly. How do we secure the scene?
Set up roadblocks, use emergency lighting, mark hazardous areas with tape. We're creating a safe bubble for everyone to work in.
Good. Now, what PPE should we be using?
For this situation, we'll need gloves, masks, respirators, helmets, goggles, and possibly biohazard suits if there are hazardous materials. Better safe than sorry.
Excellent. Now remember that flashover incident from last month? What was the outcome?
Quick assessment and proper use of PPE prevented injuries and fatalities. It really drove home the importance of scene safety.
Absolutely. Now, as we're approaching the scene, what's our primary focus for emergency vehicle operations?
Safety and control, not speed. We can't help anyone if we don't make it there in one piece.
Right? What should we understand about our ambulance?
Vehicle weight distribution and handling characteristics. This big rig doesn't handle like a sports car.
Good. What defensive driving techniques should we use?
Maintaining a safe, following distance, and anticipating actions of other motorists. We've got to be 2 steps ahead of everyone else on the road.
Perfect. Now, we're arriving on scene. It looks like we've got multiple patients. What system do we use to manage this?
We'll implement the incident command system. It facilitates command control and coordination of emergency responses.
Correct. What are the common triage tags we'll use?
Red for immediate, yellow for delayed, and black for deceased. It's a quick way to prioritize care.
Good. Why is effective communication crucial during MCIs?
To prevent further accidents and streamline the flow of critical resources, we need everyone on the same page.
Exactly. Now, let's break down the ICS roles. What does the incident commander do?
They're responsible for overall incident management. The big boss, if you will.
And the operations section chief?
Manages tactical operations. They're like the field general.
What about the public information officer?
Acts as the liaison between the IC and the public. They keep everyone in the loop.
Great. Now, let's start triaging. What are our categories?
Immediate, red, delayed, yellow, minor, green, and more, black. It's all about prioritizing care where it's needed most.
Perfect. Now, as we're working, remember to use proper ergonomic practices. Why are these important?
To minimize physical strain on us as providers. We can't help others if we're injured ourselves.
Excellent, Zeke. You're really putting it all together. Remember, empathy is crucial in these situations. Why?
To support one another emotionally and ensure morale and effectiveness in high-stress environments. We're all in this together.
And there you have it, folks. Zeke and Anya turning a multi-vehicle collision into a masterclass on EMS operations. Remember, proper preparation and adherence to protocols can make all the difference in these high-stakes situations.
Absolutely. It's not just about knowing the procedures, it's about understanding the why behind our actions and being prepared for anything. Now, listeners, here's your homework. Review your local EMS protocols and practice running through different scenarios. How would you handle a multi-vehicle collision, a hazardous materials incident, a mass casualty event?
Great idea, Don. And don't forget to practice your communication skills. Clear, concise communication can make all the difference in these complex situations.
Thanks, Dave. And thank you, future lifesavers, for tuning in. Next time, we'll dive deeper into mass casualty incident management. Until then, keep studying, stay prepared, and remember, in EMS, knowledge and preparation save lives.